Episode 4, Exposure. My name is Eman, and I am a black girl in Korea. A K-pop idol who once believed survival in this industry meant perfecting a smile and hitting every note. I didn't know it would mean guarding something no one else could see, but I learned that love, especially with someone the world wouldn't understand, is the true test. JaeOn came back from hiatus different. Transformed, stronger, sharper. His voice, once fragile, returned like it had never broken. The company called it a miracle. Fans called it growth. But I knew the truth. I knew it was something else. It was Skairox, the alien living behind JaeOn's eyes. His presence of silver flickering through brown when the light caught him wrong. At first, he felt distant, powerful, observing me like I was something rare, observing me as though I were a celestial event. Yet amidst the whirlwind of rehearsals and intimate confessions and the quiet of my bedroom, the distance closed. He began to change. But with change came consequences. Whether it was Skairox evolving or JaeOn re-emerging, they began to share control seamlessly. The night everything shifted, he leaned in, not with Skairox's alien precision, but with JaeOn's imperfect urgency. The kiss was different, softer, hungrier, human. Somewhere deep inside, I felt it, the scales tipping. And I didn't know if I wanted them to. The line between alien and human had begun to blur, and with it, our world tilted. For me, for him, for Skairox, everything I thought I knew about love, about desire, and about control was starting to fracture. And as I drifted to sleep that night, I felt it in my chest. Something was coming, something big. And as right in the middle of it, I felt it, not just in my body, but in the air around us. Skairox gave more than he meant to. JaeOn began to surface. And for the first time, they weren't fighting for control. They were learning to share it. That's when the rumors started. That's when the company began to watch. And that's when I realized love in this industry is never just about two people. Later that week, all idols under the company were called into the main conference room. No agenda, no explanation. Just a sudden text from management, calling all idols to the main conference room at 6 p.m. The air buzzed with speculation, whispers weaving theories like webs. My group stayed near the back, straining to maintain composure while across the room, Reeve occupied the front row. JaeOn sat perfectly still, eyes lowered, jaw tight enough to crack stone. Under the fluorescent lights, his skin looked almost pale, drained of its warmth. And for a second, I couldn't tell who was sitting inside that body. Then the CEO walked in. Conversations folded into silence. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. His words were slow, calculated. I've been hearing strange things, he announced.
Rumors, whispers. Some say our golden boy has changed. Taller, sharper, different energy.
Different energy. A few nervous laughs fluttered and died. Some say it's not the same JaeOn who left. The air tightened around us. I felt my pulse in my throat.
I don't like mysteries in my company,
he continued. If something or someone is interfering with my idols, I will find out. JaeOn's fingers curled into his palms. His eyes flickered, silver slicing briefly through brown. It was gone so quickly, no one else reacted. A sign that Skairox was still there, but I felt it like static climbing my spine. Minji stood near the wall behind the executives, posture relaxed, expression composed. Too composed. She wasn't surprised by any of this. When the meeting finally dissolved into stiff applause and instructions about routine health assessments, I didn't breathe properly until we were in the hallway. JaeOn leaned close, voice barely above a whisper. He knows, Eman. If he uncovers the truth, it's over. For both of us. I can feel him watching them, he said quietly. Skairox? I asked. He nodded. It wasn't anger radiating from him. It wasn't dominance. It was calculation. Like something ancient was mapping exits, scanning threats, memorizing patterns in the walls. They don't see you as a person, JaeOn murmured, more to himself than to me. They see assets, variables. There was no silver in his eyes when he said that, only something wounded and awake. What I do know is this: if the industry discovers what's inside JaeOn, they won't try to understand it. They'll try to control it. The next morning, management sent detailed schedules for mandatory blood work, imaging, neurological mapping, basically extensive wellness scans, increasing the unease among us. During rehearsal, the mood inside Revive shifted. The boys tried to joke it off, but they kept glancing at JaeOn as if waiting for him to glitch. He didn't. If anything, he moved with restrained precision, conserving energy instead of radiating it. Inside him, the balance had changed. That evening, as we stood by the sink brushing our teeth side by side like any ordinary couple, his reflection shifted again, not dramatically. Just enough.
I can suppress certain anomalies,
he said, voice steadier now. I met his eyes in the mirror. That's Skairox speaking, isn't it? I asked, feeling the slight warmth in his voice. Yes, came Skairox's calm reply through JaeOn. A faint silver threaded through his gaze, but it wasn't cold. Your industry relies on data.
Data can be
adjusted. JaeOn exhaled slowly. He wants to manipulate the scans. Not manipulate, Skairox corrected. Protect. JaeOn sighed. He wants to protect the scans. Protect. The word resonated differently now. It wasn't about deception. It was about survival. Later, a message buzzed on my phone. Careful, Unnie. The higher they lift you, the harder they drop you. No signature, but it was unmistakably Minji. A sleepless night followed. I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, listening to JaeOn's breathing beside me. It stayed steady, but I knew he wasn't asleep. Neither of them were. And for the first time, I understood something clearly. The threat wasn't the alien inside him. It was the machine around us. The relentless industry that could fracture us. I am Eman, and I am beginning to realize that love in this industry is not fragile because it is forbidden. It is fragile because it is uncontrollable.
어느 낯선 도시의 밤 이제는 조금 익숙해 내 이름을 부르면 내가 대답